Galloping horseback on a warm summer day in the American West. Who hasn't watched a Western movie and dreamed of flying across a meadow on the back of a horse? Just outside Bridgeport, California, Hunewill Guest Ranch has been making horseback dreams come true for generations.
That was so fun. Oh my gosh. I've never done anything like that before.
It's like riding in a postcard, a rare place where you can take the brakes off a tuned-up quarter horse and run across a vast green meadow sprinkled with wildflowers beneath the snow-capped peaks of the Sierra Nevada, just northeast of Yosemite National Park.
The horses, the atmosphere, the people, all of it. It's just an entirely fantastic package.
You know, and there is no place that offers riding like this place. I mean, I've got a friend who's the head wrangler at a dude ranch up in Wyoming, and I've told him about the way we ride here, and he can't believe it. He said, how in the world do you get away with that? Well, it's just the way they do it.
It's all thanks to the California Gold Rush of 1849. Napoleon Bonaparte Hunewill came west from Maine and was one of the lucky few who actually did find gold. After sending for his bride Esther, the couple founded a 4,500-acre cattle ranch to provide beef to the nearby Wild West gold mining town of Bodie, California. When beef prices dropped to just 3 cents a pound during the Great Depression, Napoleon's grandson Stanley and his wife Lenore opened the ranch to guests in 1931. And today the Hunewill family continues to raise cattle and lead guests on long lopes across their amazing land.
They don't have to ride head to tail. They can just spread out across these meadows and lope, and it's a kind of an amazing place to ride. And you know, you add that with the fact that we're a working cattle ranch, and we really are the real deal. We're a working cattle ranch. We're family owned for over 155 years.
I am 6th generation.
6th. What's your name?
RHIANNON Hunewill.
RHIANNON Hunewill.
Yep, been here all my life.
I bet you had a happy childhood too, huh?
It was the best. Fishing in the meadows, going on rides, going up in the high country, it was the best.
Keep your hips and your shoulders square to where you're going.
Don't know how to ride? No worries. This is the place to learn, even if you're just 4 years old. You having fun?
She's never been on a horse besides being pulled around at a fair. And yesterday I raced behind her while she loped, and I trotted. And I was scared to death, but she was loving every second of it. Crazy.
You're gonna kick him like you mean it. Ride it like you stole it, all right?
We joined little Isla and her young pals for the Buckaroo ride. Thanks to the expert wranglers who run the Hunewill Kids program, brand new riders don't stay beginners for very long.
Okay, what you need to do, once you start loping, you start going like this once you start trotting. And Murphy doesn't like it, so you gotta try and hold your hand really still on his neck. Okay?
Let's lope now!
Oh. It's amazing how quick it happens. It does take a few tries for the kids to figure it out. But by the end of a 2-hour ride, these children are loping their horses and having a blast. It takes a special string of horses to be able to do that.
Our horses, by the time they become kids' horses, they're really used to our program. And they've been here for years and years and have shown themselves to be very trustworthy.
6th generation family member Leslie Hunewill helps lead the ranch horse and cattle breeding program.
So, of course, there's an inherent danger in riding a horse. But we really trust these horses enough to put small children on them and enough to say, you know, these horses have been in our program long enough. They know the drill. They know that after they get done loping with these little kids, they're going to get a nice brushing and some carrots, and then they get to go out to the pasture with their friends. So, of course, there's always a little bit of worry, but we do trust our kids' horses very much.
Hunewill Ranch keeps about 150 horses, many of them registered American quarter horses, raised and trained right on the ranch.
It's good for them to know that people are a good thing.
Every week, guests get the opportunity to meet that season's new colts. Fun for the kids and grown-ups alike, and good for the horses.
The ones that we breed to raise, they have to be pretty exceptional mares for us to consider breeding them. So what they've shown us through us using them on the ranch as a working horse and also as a guest horse, if they can handle both aspects of that and handle different levels of people and still be the same horse and perform consistently. That's very important to us. So if they can show us that they do that over the years, then we will breed them.
They have to be good cow horses because this is a working cattle ranch, and guests get to help drive the cattle.
So we're all gonna ride this way and get around them.
We head out to get her done, and what a beautiful place to push cows.
All right, got her done.
There are opportunities to drive cattle several times during a summer week stay, plus a week-long cattle drive in the fall.
I love this country. It's part of me.
Ben and Romero ran cattle here for neighboring outfits for 30 years.
All these years later, you're leading rides here.
Yeah, that's what I do, yeah. And I love it.
Benny was our trail guide on the Buckeye Canyon ride. That trail at first took us through timber where Napoleon and his logging crews cut trees here in the 1800s.
The reason for those stumps being so tall is because it was two men with crosscut saws cutting them.
It's not long before we emerge from the woods into a beautiful mountain meadow. Later, the snow-capped Sierra frames the background. We're on the eastern slope of the mountains and at times can see the peaks of Yosemite.
Just about the time you're looking at the beauty of one type of terrain, it changes into something totally different. Pretty nice. One of my favorite rides out here.
It's like vacationing in a postcard. Look at that. Look at that view.
There is no riding like at Hunewill. Their horses are by far the best. The riding is spectacular. The operation is run so well. I love the fact that it's family owned, generational. You know, what can you say? Between the horses, the riding, the people running it, it's been spectacular scenery. It's something near and dear to all of our families' lives.
Coming back?
I hope so. This is fantastic.
As wonderful as the riding, the horses, and the scenery is the salt of the earth Hunewill family.
Obviously the riding is phenomenal, second to none, but the family, the Hunewill family makes you feel like family, and it's just unusual to have that connection with the people that have ranched this and owned this for 5 generations.
Well, you know, it's like old home week every week when people come back. I love that about it. Someone said to me the other night, "You have a great business here." And I said, "Oh, it's a lot more than a business."
Jan Hunewill first came to the ranch as a guest in the 1950s, worked here while going to college, and soon fell in love with a 4th-generation Hunewill.
Stan and I, Lenore and Stanley's only son, we became an item right away, and that was that.
The couple had 3 children, Jeff, Megan, and Betsy, and the 5th generation all work at the ranch, as do many of their children. Providentially, perhaps, the Huneywills were able to expand their cattle operation to accommodate their growing family.
And we have these huge allotments out in Nevada, and the whole spring calvers go out there in the winter, and we can have more cattle than we ever had before.
Not everyone would want to work every day with their family, and the Huneywills have long held weekly meetings to make sure everyone's on the same page and iron out any problems.
We all work on this together, and we all share all of our talents, and it's just, that's the only way to do it.
You know, it's a big privilege.
Family members are very aware of this precious treasure they share with each other and those who visit.
I have a lot of friends that they always tell me, "You're so lucky to have grown up there," and I feel the same way. So it's a big job, but someone's got to do it, and I'm glad that somebody is myself, my brother, and my cousins.
I think we like what we do. We like each other. We like this place. So I think we all feel like it's a gift to work here and to make it viable for the next generation, to keep this place going. It's as a gift for our kids and as a gift for the people that come here.
It really is a magical place for families to have fun together and just be together. And and ride those great horses, which for Dan Wilkins and his 13 family members was a brand new experience.
And I had some trepidation because none of us are experienced riders.
Yeah.
Most of them have never been on a horse at all.
So how'd it go?
Went great. I mean, you know, they all like loping. I've got 13 people, all of saying 5s.
Favorite part, just watching my family have a good time. They're all having a great time.
Yeah.
The only downer is when it comes time to leave.
Oh, the rides have been great, meeting everybody. Start to feel like a family after a week, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to leave, huh?
Started packing the car last night, and that made me sad.
But you can always come back, like Lisa, who's been coming here with her family since she was 4 years old.
Well, what is it not to like? We're in the most beautiful country in the world. I get to spend time with 4 kids without having them look at cell phones and text all the time. My daughters are learning how to horseback ride like true cowgirls, and I feel like I have stepped back in time. The Hunewill Ranch never changes.
I think that guest ranches are a gift to people in this day and age, and that's what you hear week after week. People who just want to get out and be in the quiet, be with a horse, experience this kind of a life. So helps me get up in the morning to know that we're kind of making these special memories for people.
Like galloping on a fine horse, splashing through a mountain meadow at California's Hunewill Guest Ranch.
My favorite part is watching the kids learn for the very first time. Be scared at first, and by Friday they're loping machines. Cool to watch.